The submission to immorality will be incorporated and implanted inside of the human being as a formula of moral correctness, as it has been asserted of what is known as political correctness. This will have to be implanted because of the lack of cooperation of the general public, in whom the system has concluded has possessed too much freedom that has produced a society in which has become out of control, while the government producing a society as such. The ulterior motive of imbuing to the human family of what is political correctness was but an experiment based upon social science and political science of how this particular formula of moral correctness by the government will in effect produce in the human family in terms of submission. The natural act of submission of the human being will be altered into a system of government moral dictation, without the human struggle and conflict of trying to live accordingly to what is taught as right. The struggle is trying to live rightly will be over for the people who have been conditioned through the centuries through religion of doing what has previously known as the will of God or the Most High. This will be implanted in the human being as suddenly possessing that which they have been striving for the sake of saving their souls. What they have been struggling and striving through the years to possess will suddenly through this implant possess in fact for the sake of their mortality. However, by this being implanted of the government, they will offer their moral support to whatever the government does in spite, if what the government does would have previously opposed their moral standards, rather of their religious beliefs or personal stance on humanity as a whole. What the human family is striving with determination to get religiously, the government will convince those who have been seeking all of their lives will be made to believe that their supporting government, in fact, possesses. All of this will be manipulated through the manufactured difficulties within the society, through the economic system, as well as the social security of the environment in terms of public safety, as what was done in the days or Nero Claudius of Rome. Exhaustion will be used as a weapon for many who will submit for their minds and hearts to rest. But there will be no rest, in fact. There will only be another form of enslavement in tandem with a manufactured calm, phantomized as humility. The state of this synthetic humility is going to be promoted as the result of this immediate implanted effect of moral correctness of the government system of control. The host would have been made to think and believe this state of synthetic natural existence in the effects of their present program. Another form of technology which is manufactured to dictate the moral characteristics of the human being based upon humanity has been prevalent for the past almost 40 years, and therefore immorality in favor of the government, and yet asserted for the personal benefit of the human family, is being revealed as the modernized Great Deception. This is being propagated as something made necessary to help save the souls of people in terms of having the religious-based formula imbued into the fundamental implication of who find it difficult to remain effectively morally sound in their living experience. The danger of this is that it doesn't have a title. That makes it more effective for the manufacturers in terms of social investigation to know its ulterior reasoning to exist for the practical minded. In spite of how this sounds, it is but another form of mind control, but with the moral interest consent of the host after them being made to believe, and therefore think that they lack the integrity and will power to submit to morality upon their own efforts. Written by David Anthony Brady.